All right, what's up, y'all? I want to talk about something that's probably going to be a pretty big topic in a couple months or over the next couple months, and that's who you would rather see fight Alex Pereira, assuming Alex Pereira takes a heavyweight fight. And our options are pretty much going to be John Jones or Tom Aspinall. Let's leave I don't know the word for it. What the championship out of it? Like regardless of the championship, who would we rather see him fight? And if we're vocal now, it might help to sway it in a direction because like say John wins against Stipe in November. I don't even know if they've done that official yet. I think they did. But assume John wins in November. If no one's pushing for it does kind of seem like he has something where he doesn't want to give Aspinall that fight. I'm not saying he won't fight Aspinall. It kind of seems like he might be annoyed by Tom saying his name so much. If John knew people wanted him to fight Alex, I think we would have a better chance of John sticking around instead of retiring. So if we talk about it now, we can influence what happens. At least that's the idea. But on the other side of things, would you rather see him fight Tom to earn a shot at John? Because that's kind of the position they would be in. Or let me say it better. That would probably be the position that they would market it in, assuming John doesn't retire. Like if a bunch of people come out and say they want to see the fight of Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira more than they want to see the fight of John Jones versus Alex Pereira, the UFC is going to do what the fans are vocal about, and then they're going to market it a certain way. And if John were to retire, then it's just going to be for the heavyweight championship. Like if he retires, they're just going to move the interim heavyweight belt that's on Tom and make it the undisputed. Or they could call the fight with Alex and that for the undisputed. I think they just kind of turn it into the undisputed. Then again, they do whatever they want. But if we were to put Tom in first and John doesn't retire when he beats Stipe, then you could get both fights out of it. You can get both fights out of it either way, but you could just say that's the fight in preparation for. It would really work good if Alex could beat Tom, because you could be like, that's Alex's first heavyweight fight. It's kind of a bad spot for Tom because then Tom's having 2 interim defenses before he gets the undisputed. I don't know. It is what it is. But what would we rather see on the matchup, and what do we think would happen on the matchup? Like Tom has vocally come out, and that's something I want to say first. Both Tom and John have expressed interest in fighting Alex. And Alex he's played his role perfectly, where when he's asked about moving up to heavyweight, he's like, yeah, let's do it. I feel like he mentioned John Jones, but he's actually mentioned Anthony Smith a couple times. I think he wanted to grapple Anthony Smith. And that came from Anthony Smith saying something about Alex can't wrestle or Alex isn't going to be good on the ground. And Alex was like, let's do it. But Anthony didn't. I'm not saying Anthony backed out. I think Anthony actually fought recently and in a training camp for that. Whatever. But I think we would all rather see Alex against Tom or John rather than Anthony Smith. But Tom and John have both said they would fight Alex. Alex kind of came out and was like, let's do it. Trauma. I don't think he really put a preference on anything. He just loves the opportunity. But what would be better for Alex's path too when you think about that? So if Alex were to fight Tom, we're going to assume John doesn't retire and that John beats Stipe. If Stipe wins, he's going to retire. If Stipe loses, he's going to retire. So Stipe's not going to really, it's not going to really matter. It's going to be a matter of what John does after that. Let's assume that we get Tom and Alex first, and we do it for the interim belt, because any fight Tom has is going to be for the interim belt. Like, that's kind of a weird spot to put someone in. That's why it's hard to defend it too. But assuming, just to go with the storyline, assume Alex wins. So then Alex would have been the 185-pound champ, the 205-pound champ, the interim heavyweight champ. And then if he could go and fight John and somehow beat John, he could also say he was the undisputed heavyweight champ. I just now, as I'm making this video, realized that he could almost add another belt in his verbiage, like how he talks about himself or how the media talks about him, by talking about having an interim belt as an extra belt. It is a bad spot for Tom, though, to have to defend that interim belt multiple times, unless John retires. If John retires, it's actually perfect for Tom and Alex. But we're not going to get rid of John and Stipe unless one of them just has a freak injury or something. That fight is going to happen. They're going to give them that fight. The hot topic, though, for either one, whether it's John or Tom, because there's the possibility of John retiring, the hottest name on the market's Alex. So I know there's other matchups that we could do. Sergi just had a great win. But just if it's Tom, or just if we're talking about an opponent for Alex, assuming Alex goes up to heavyweight, who would we rather see? Alex versus John Jones or Alex versus Tom Aspinall? When I started this video, I was going to say Alex versus John Jones is the fight I want to see. And it kind of had more to do with opportunity for both fighters in their way they can talk about their career. But now that I've just thought of that, how he can say the interim belt and that, I think there's more opportunity if Alex goes and fights Tom for all three, to be honest with you. It builds the storyline up if Alex were to go on and fight John, and it builds the storyline up even more for Tom if Tom wins. If Tom loses, that's really a bad spot. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know.